are sitting at your desk late at night, staring at an email from your coworker, and your chest feels incredibly tight because you want to say no, but instead your fingers type out, "Yes, sure, I can handle that for you."
And the worst part is, you didn't even use the language you wanted to use. You just trapped yourself in a corner because you were afraid of looking rude or sounding unprofessional in English.
Most language learners believe they lack vocabulary, but the harsh truth is that you actually lack boundaries, and your fear of saying no is what is keeping your communication superficial.
It is shocking how much energy we waste trying to please everyone around us just because we do not know how to step back.
But the reason this happens is not what you think, and once you hear it, everything is going to make sense. Stay with us.
Welcome back to English TalkHub, where we look at the real-life situations that define how we actually communicate every single day.
Today, we are exploring a massive topic that affects your mental health and your fluency, the power of protecting your time.
We are going to show you exactly how native speakers decline invitations and set firm boundaries without ever sounding harsh.
It is an essential life skill, but it is also a massive vocabulary upgrade for anyone trying to sound natural.
And if this podcast is helping you learn English, subscribe to English TalkHub. We are here every week with real English practice.
Exactly, because regular exposure to natural conversations is the only way to build that intuitive muscle.
You know, David, I used to think that to be considered polite in English, I had to agree to every single request that came my way.
That is a classic trap, Emma, because textbook English always teaches us phrases like, "Yes, I would love to," but it rarely teaches us how to walk away gracefully.
I remember when I first started working in an international office environment years ago. My manager asked if I could take over a massive project over the weekend, and I literally smiled, nodded, and said, "No problem, I am happy to help," even though inside I was crying and had family visiting.
Oh, the classic smile and nod defense mechanism. We have all been there, and it completely drains your energy.
It really did. I spent the whole weekend working, feeling resentful, and honestly, my English sounded so robotic because I was forcing myself to sound happy.
That is the core of the problem right there. People think the issue is that they do not know enough words, but the real issue is the psychological pressure of the fear of missing out, or FOMO, and the fear of social rejection.
Yes, FOMO is so real, especially when you're operating in a second language, because you feel like if you say no to an invitation, people will stop inviting you altogether.
But let us look at what actually happens when you say yes to everything. Your calendar fills up, your stress levels skyrocket, and your English becomes panicked and rushed.
When we look at native speakers, they do not just accept everything. They possess a whole toolkit of soft rejection phrases that keep relationships strong while protecting their personal space.
Let me ask you, the person watching right now, when was the last time you said yes to someone when every single cell in your body wanted to say no? Think about it.
It is an uncomfortable realization, isn't it? But today, we are changing that script for good.
Let us dive into our first major teaching point, which is breaking the habit of using the absolute worst phrase in the English language, no problem.
Wait, why is no problem dangerous? I hear people use it constantly when they take on extra tasks.
It is dangerous because when you say no problem to a task that actually is a problem for your schedule, you are minimizing your own effort and telling the other person that your time is cheap.
Wow, that makes total sense. So what should we say instead when we want to be helpful but realistic?
We use what I call the acknowledge and postpone strategy. Let us look at how this plays out in a corporate setting.
David, I know you're drowning in paperwork, but could you possibly review this 50-page report by 3 p.m. today?
I would love to help with that, but I'm completely booked up until tomorrow morning. Can I get back to you by noon tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow noon would actually work fine. Thank you for checking your schedule.
Notice how smooth that was. No apologies, no panic, just a clear boundary.
I love how you didn't say, "I'm sorry." You just stated your availability as a simple fact.
That's useful, but what comes next changes everything.
Before we move to the next point, David, I have to ask, do you think men or women find it harder to use these phrases in daily life?
That is a deep question, Emma. I think society pressures everyone differently, but anyone learning a language feels a double layer of anxiety about it.
That brings us perfectly to our second point, dealing with social pressure and invitations from friends or neighbors when you are just too tired to go out.
This is where the emotional weight really hits, because you do not want your friends to think you are ignoring them or becoming distant.
Exactly. If someone asks me to go to a noisy party on a Friday night and my social battery is at 0%, how do I decline without sounding like a boring person?
You use the validation plus alternative method. You validate the relationship first, then you protect your evening. Let us see how that works in real life.
Emma, we are all heading out to that new downtown club tonight. You absolutely have to come with us.
That sounds like an amazing plan, and I love hanging out with you guys, but I have had an incredibly long week and I need a quiet night in. Let's do coffee on Sunday instead.
Oh, completely understand. You look exhausted. Sunday coffee sounds perfect. Wow, that felt so incredibly natural. By offering a specific alternative like Sunday coffee, you show that you care about the person, not just the event.
Exactly. You are rejecting the activity, not the relationship. That is the secret distinction that native speakers understand instinctively. Let us pause for a second. If you are watching this right now, drop a comment with the word battery if your social battery is currently running on less than 20%.
I think mine is at about 15% right now, to be completely honest.
And if you ever feel like you'll forget these specific structural patterns we cover, that's exactly why subscribing helps. New practice every week keeps these expressions at the front of your mind.
It really does. Consistency beats intense studying every single time.
Now, let us move to our third and perhaps most difficult area, setting boundaries with family members who cross the line.
Oh, family boundaries are a minefield. People get offended so easily because there is so much history there.
Yes, but using professional, clear language actually helps remove the intense emotion from family discussions.
How can we express that we need space without causing a massive family argument at the dinner table?
We use the love and limit formula. Let us demonstrate this tough conversation.
You are always studying English or working on your career. You never sit down and talk about your personal life with us anymore.
I love sharing my life with you, but my studies require a lot of focus right now. Let's enjoy our dinner now, and we can catch up properly this weekend.
Well, all right, as long as we get some dedicated time later this week.
That requires a lot of courage, David, but the language itself is incredibly clean and impossible to argue with.
It shows that you respect yourself enough to set a standard, and people actually value your time more when they see you protecting it.
It just occurred to me that many language schools never teach these conversational strategies because they are too focused on past perfect tense. Don't get me started on that, Emma. Real fluency happens in the messy psychological moments of real life, not in grammar workbooks.
Now it is time for our favorite part of the episode, the interactive shadowing practice.
We have designed 5 specific boundary-setting sentences based on today's conversation. We will say them slowly first, then at normal native speed, and then we will leave a 5-second silence for you to speak out loud.
Do not just think the words, actually open your mouth and mimic our exact intonation and rhythm. Let us begin.
I would love to help, but my schedule is completely full today. I would love to help, but my schedule is completely full today.
I need a quiet night in to recharge my battery. I need a quiet night in to recharge my battery.
Let us look at options for next week instead. Let us look at options for next week instead.
I value your project, but I cannot take on extra work right now. I value your project, but I cannot take on extra work right now.
Thank you for thinking of me, but I have to pass this time. Thank you for thinking of me, but I have to pass this time.
Wow, your pronunciation sounded incredible just now. I can almost feel the confidence radiating through the screen.
Absolutely fantastic job. Remember, you can always rewind the video and practice those sentences multiple times until they feel completely effortless.
Today, we covered a massive shift in how we approach communication. We learned that protecting your energy is not selfish, it is necessary for true fluency.
Exactly. We looked at how to avoid the no problem trap at work, how to decline social events using alternatives, and how to handle family pressure with love and limits.
Your time is your most valuable asset, especially when you are investing it into learning a new language. Do not let people steal it away.
When you say no to the things that drain you, you are finally saying yes to your own growth, your own peace, and your own future fluency.
Tell us in the comments, is it harder for you to say no at work or to your close friends? We read every single one.
See you next week for another deep dive on English TalkHub. Take care of your energy.